Okay. Well, after a lot of coughing and drinking some water, had a big hairball in my throat from Rocky. But anyway, getting back to my story. The police chief, the former police chief, he's now, I don't know if he's retired or what, but he's no longer the police chief anyway. He's now been replaced by a woman by the name of Jody Empey. But this McGilvery man, who was the last police chief before her, he was asked by a reporter what he thought of the situation downtown with the downtown being closed up for the better part of a year for the construction. And he got into some trouble for this, I know, but what he said was, if you want to know about that, look no further than Todd Hamilton. He said the guy is a menace to the community. He said he's actually a liability. He contributes nothing to the community. He said he's just a liability. And if you want to know why this is happening, look no further than Todd Hamilton. That's what he said. And he got into a lot of trouble for that. The Hamiltons are a pretty vocal bunch anyway, and if you cross them, then this is what you get, you know. So he'd spoken against Todd, and I know there was some controversy over that anyway, that he had singled out Todd Hamilton like he did. But you know, look, I'll be the first to admit I don't get along with the police very well. I don't generally like the police. And I can see in a way where maybe he shouldn't have done that. But I can't help but to agree with him, because it was due to the complaints that Todd Hamilton was making that the project didn't get finished on time. You know, it took nearly a year to do 3 months worth of work. And not only that, but it also cost the taxpayers of the town a lot more money. Plus, like I say, the impact it had on businesses in the downtown core, which were already suffering, and so on, you know. So, yeah. That's the story anyway. I do think there's a connection. And I saw the name Hamilton right away. I thought, oh, all right, now I know. Now I know why this is happening. Anyway, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that isn't the reason, but I wonder. I do wonder. Yeah. Anyway, that's the story. It goes to show anyway, all these little connections and how things are all related to other things, and you know. Anyway, I can't say I entirely agree with the idea, you know, like my friend there said about, you know, my mom should have backed up the car and finished the job. But you have to watch the first part of this video where it got cut off partway through. You have to watch the first part to know what that's about. But on the one hand, I can't in good conscience agree with that. But there's a part of me that does, you know. Maybe not a very nice part of me, but there is a part of me that kind of looks and says, you know, she wasn't wrong. You know, as wrong as she was for saying it, she wasn't wrong. You know. But I find that, though, there are some people that are all ego. They're just 100% ego. And those people are dangerous. Because most of them are idiots. And most of them have such an inflated sense of who they are. And they know ways of using the system to screw everything up for everybody else, just to throw a giant monkey wrench into everything. And then they can sit back and say, oh, aren't I a big important man? Look what I did. And in the meantime, the real consequences are absorbed by everyone else, you know. And I've seen that so many times. And it kind of infuriates me. really, when I see that. And that's why when this guy came at me on Facebook telling me I should be jailed or even killed, executed, because I disobey COVID mandates, I just unleashed on him because I knew who he was. I knew what he'd done. I knew the harm that had done to the town. And it was just an ego trip is all it was. And the thing is, he didn't even respect the process enough that when he was ruled against, that he just said, okay, I lost. I'm going to move on. Oh, no. He filed a second complaint, which should not have been entertained, but it was. Got it shut down again for months. And the clock was ticking. The taxpayers were paying, and the clock was ticking. The businesses down there were suffering. He didn't care. He was having a great old time. He was being king. That's what he was doing. I'm king of the town, I guess. Look how much power I have. I can just come in and shut the whole works down. Throw a big monkey wrench into everything. I say I just don't like people like that. I don't respect people like that. And to have somebody of that character come at me like he did, it was just like, who in the hell are you? You know, that was my reaction. Who are you anyway? You know, I know about you. I know who you are. I know you threatened my friend. Wasn't the same friend whose mother nearly ran the guy, ran him over. It wasn't that. It was a different friend that he was threatening. And he had her frightened. He had her afraid to go out around town by herself. Because he told her he was going to beat her up, if he's going to physically attack her and beat her up if he saw her. And then also trying to organize a boycott against her parents' business. trying to screw their livelihood up. You know, so, yeah. Anyway, that's it. I think I've made the connection anyway. See, all these mysteries eventually get solved. I've still got to dig into it a little further, just to see if I'm right, because there's a possibility that I'm wrong and that's not the connection. But as soon as I saw that name, Hamilton, I thought, oh, okay, I'm starting to understand this now. You know, I just got fed up and I started looking into it. I didn't look into it right away. This has been done on this group where I've been restricted several times, and I don't know why. And it got to the point where it said, I just thought there seems like there's something personal here, you know, and that's why I looked into it. And now I'm starting to see what's going on, or at least I think I am. Anyway, I'll let you know how it turns out. I'll find out whatever I can, and if or when I find more out, I'll let you know. All right, we'll talk later.